front of my shop.
Yeah.
That's when I,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a while ago. They're
Yeah.
doing it again.
Yeah.
You know that. They're digging it
No.
up again.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. You guys aren't doing it?
No.
The state is doing something. Like a bad penny.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
How are you, honey?
Good, how are you?
Good, excellent.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, they started today. The cut right or something was over there.
Yep.
So I guess they're changing the lights or something.
Okay. Good evening. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, Denise.
Nice to see you too.
Last month I was supposed to start and got pneumonia.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It's wonderful
you
to
got a
see
little
you.
hug like this. Same
Did
here.
you end up in the hospital?
No, luckily, in January I didn't feel good. I went to the doctors. They gave me some stuff. They said, you'll be all right. I got through Valentine's Day. And in the beginning of March, I just didn't feel right. So I went to the emergency room.
Yeah.
The first time I went to my radio doc, he didn't give me a chest x-ray. I went to the emergency room, they gave me a chest x-ray, it says you got pneumonia.
Jesus.
This is beautiful. But I caught it.
Yeah. It's,
Because I know some people, like Laurie Anderson, you know Laurie?
Mm-hmm.
She was in the hospital for it. Because if it gets to a certain point,
it can be-
you can't
yeah.
breathe.
Right.
yeah.
I just had a cough and stuff, but that was it, so. I seen Russ last week. He came in. He says, I didn't even know they appointed you again. I said, "All right." We're back together.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, crazy being. Bobby's not coming tonight, I don't think. Where is he, Florida again?
Yeah, I don't know where he is. Not where I want him to be.
Yeah, you're in charge.
I
You're
am,
in charge. I
yeah.
like it when you're in charge.
Yeah, faster we can get this done, the better.
You only got one in there.
What's that?
There's only one in the doctor.
Really?
Two?
Old business and new.
Oh, one from last month.
Yeah, the old ones.
I am.
Dave
Hi.
D'Agostino, I'm from Gorham and Gorham. I'm filling in for Jane tonight.
Oh, all right, nice to
So,
meet you.
Yeah, likewise, likewise. So,
Oh,
hopefully.
you gonna sit down there?
Well, I sit down there because that's where I sit when I do planning, but
okay.
honestly, I'll sit wherever you want me to sit.
That's fine.
I understand you're in charge
Wherever you're
tonight,
comfortable.
so-
I am in charge tonight.
Okay. Anything you need, anything you need that I can help you with,
Thank
feel
you,
free
Dave.
to give me a shot.
How you doing? Good, how are you? I'm still in pain. I've been in pain for 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah, the Raymond's Point. And Greg Inman.
Sore on the front. And I had that dry socket.
We should be able to get that done quick enough.
That one on and on. Now I've got all pieces of bone and the skin's not coming over. So if it doesn't come over, it's just gonna
Put that in my bag and I'll create an email list and add everybody's phone to my phone.
But I try to keep going. How are you doing? You poor thing.
I had pneumonia last
I
month.
know, I
Where's
know.
Carrie's information?
I'm doing okay.
I'm Brian.
Brian.
I'm the zoning
Oh, nice to meet you.
official. I work with Tim.
Who's this big
How
guy?
you doing, Russ?
I think that's Russ. I don't know what he's saying. This guy and I. That's the one over here. Thank you.
Where's my sign?
You're right here, Virginia.
Okay, thank you, dear.
Hey, Chief.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
It's not bad, no.
Yeah, man.
I need your glasses fixed.
He's doing all right, thank you.
Who's over here, Russell?
Right next to you, kiddo.
I don't know. Why change it? It's been that way
For 20 years.
forever, right? I mean,
So how you doing, baby? Okay, buddy. Yeah.
On the night, we used to have to vote the next month. But then the next month, we have to vote again and ratify. That's snatching.
Norris and Inman.
Okay.
Brian,
How come one of them
I don't have the Allen
they
decision.
said letters to about 70,000 people?
Well,
Because the bimbo before she wrote the application. And the rules.
And Inman, staff report, nice, 2 pieces.
We had one.
Have to accept the minutes. Is the Inman application.
Got a letter. Because
Parento Solar Project, that's gonna go in this envelope. I am. That doesn't mean I'm moving over.
So, just so you know, we don't have a decision on Allen Realty for you guys to ratify.
Okay,
But Tom Cronin is gonna wanna speak on that, because he's going to make a motion to withdraw the application.
I
And
thought we already decided. We already voted on it.
I understand that.
what are we gonna do?
Jane and I don't have a decision for you to ratify. You
Right.
can take the
I
decision
do care,
under
I do.
advisement if you want to.
Okay,
Jane and I are going to try and figure out if there is some way to do it.
To save it?
because- Well,
How come I got a little
the
here
applicant
and
was a
half
third party
Yeah.
who was prospectively interested in buying the property. Apparently that deal has now fallen through. And the owner
switched, I
would
guess.
like to continue to
Jones.
be able to try and market the
okay.
property for various uses.
Oh,
It's
really?
gonna be a
Oh,
difficult
I didn't know
lot,
that.
given its divided nature anyway.
This is the
You know what my problem was with the whole thing? Was the third party involvement. If Mr. Jones can find a mechanic who wants space
Yeah.
to work on vehicles and be responsible for everything that happens on that property,
Right,
I don't think he'd have a problem.
right.
Yeah, I picked her up a couple times.
But
took her home. I
with
still can't believe she
the
got
denial on the books, he would now have to wait a year to sell it to that person.
No, my term officially expires May 31st.
As the applicant, or was he the applicant or was the other guy
Don
the
Jones
applicant?
was not the applicant, he was the owner. Don
Okay,
Jones is the owner, there was a
Right.
third party who was the applicant.
okay, so we denied the application.
Right.
We didn't deny Don Jones.
No, but
denied
the
Mr. Allen.
decision runs with the property.
Okay,
So
can you withdraw an application after it's already been
I've,
voted on?
I've raised this with,
What does he say?
I raised it with Jane,
Yeah.
and we're gonna try and figure out a way to do it that does not set a negative precedent that other people might try and take advantage of. So
Okay,
that's our
so how about if we just
exercise.
table that ratification?
That's probably the way to go, but I would hear Mr. Cronin out on his
My
motion.
kid is only
Okay.
17. Can you imagine that? Just yesterday. Yeah.
I didn't tell you.
I
but
can't
Agnes
believe it. It's like I look at him, I'm like, no, he's like 7 feet tall and a
I
shrinking.
went early.
Just
I
yesterday,
didn't
we were just
stay.
this
But
little
anyway,
chubby
I
toddler.
said, I guess it was the daughter. I don't know. They didn't tell you who they were. And I didn't. I said, oh, I said, she doesn't have.
That's a good question.
Pin on.
You won't get into that.
Oh, she said, no. I said, well, I brought one, if you don't mind. I don't know what year it was, you know, every year we got those pins with it on. So she put it right on. So then I said, and they must have put a picture, so I said, now she can go. Ooh, more than her.
Right.
Her life,
Right.
so dedicated.
Yeah, so. I saw her probably 3 days before she passed.
Yeah.
And, she was kind
Oh
of.
my god, how funny is that?
But she would, she would wake up a little bit, she knew I was there, she knew who I was.
Good, good.
You know, and, we held hands and we talked and, and about all the years together and everything. And it was just, makes me all
I know, I know.
There's a roll against one,
Um,
Tile Gap.
you know, it was just,
They had to close it off twice.
In fact, I was looking
I
through
guess they
some of my
closed it off
cards,
once, and then a couple hours they
and
opened
there
it.
she was.
A couple hours later, they closed it again because National Grid came in to put the whole pole back up. So I don't know how the person killed him. They used Joe's life to get him out. Russ would know.
all right, so, this is what we got, going on. Okay,
Get
so
the
we gotta
inmates, right?
ratify these decisions, right? And then when we open up the meeting, Mr. Cronin wants to talk about the
Auto place.
the auto place. They don't have a decision for us anyway to ratify. Okay? They don't. Because, well, the thing is, the deal with the Allen guy, the realtor, that, yeah, that fell through. Okay? So, but Mr. Jones would still like to be able to sell the property. Okay? And I told him, I said, look, I said, if he, if he can manage to sell the property to somebody who is gonna operate his auto repair business out of that facility and be responsible for everything that happens in the property, I don't think he'd have a problem. He wouldn't have a
What
problem.
if they want to sell somebody that wants to open an ice cream shop? Wouldn't have a problem, right?
I don't have a problem with that either.
So, I mean, I don't want to limit it to saying he's
No,
got
I don't, no, I understand that, but the part that, if it's too ambiguous, there's nobody to take responsibility for anything. So, but if we ratify the denial, okay,
Because we can't,
ratify-
we can't do, because there's no decision.
he can't come back for, well, he can't come back for a
Why
year.
can't you just pull the application and reapply it? Just pull it.
Well, we've already voted on it. That's what I just tried to tell Brian, but he said, no, it goes with the property. So, he and Jane are trying to work out a way to,
If we haven't ratified our decision, does it count?
If you wanted to do something different other than an auto repair, would that be the same thing?
well, if they were gonna change the use, they probably have to come here. Cause right now, it can still be an auto place, and they don't have to get permission to do anything, you know? But if we ratify the decision,
But there is no decision to ratify. So,
well, put it this way, we made a decision, we voted on
but it
it.
hasn't been ratified.
No, it
So why
hasn't.
can't they just withdraw the application? It hasn't been ratified.
Well, that's what I asked him. I says, how can they withdraw an application we've already voted on?
Because it hasn't been
He-
ratified. That's what I say.
Well, he wants me to hear what Mr. Cronin has. The rest of this stuff's good. 45 minutes, we're good. Are the Sox playing tonight?
Yeah, unfortunately.
What
They're
time?
1 and 5 now. 10 o'clock. Come on, East Coast, West Coast.
Oh, God, 10 o'clock.
Is there any controversy on the admins?
All right, what are the inmates
Who's
doing?
in the garage? AT from property line.
I don't care.
You voted on it, but now you have to just ratify it. I know.
How you doing?
You guys all approved.
We let people put sheds 6 feet from the property line.
Next to the men's club.
All right. Let's see. So we can get it rolling. So
Is the Malice here?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Okay. Can you do the motions for ratification?
Yes.
Said yes tonight, then next week we are saying.
He's taking Jane's place.
You ready, boys?
I didn't realize that.
Madam Chairman's looking.
Everybody ready? Ready?
Good.
Zoning Board of Review will please come to order. Secretary, please read the roll.
Denise DeGrade.
Here.
Ginny Susie. Keith Cloutier.
Here.
John D'Onofrio.
Here.
Russell Accolade.
Here.
Ed Ionati.
Okay, so on tonight's agenda, the fire exits are to your rear. The exits behind me take you into the building. So you would follow the doors to your rear, right or left, take you out of the building. Secretary, I need an approval for the minutes of the meeting of March the 6th and March the 12th.
I make the motion. We approve the minutes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. We have ratification of decisions. The first decision is for the applicant Travis Leclerc. Owner is the same. Location of property is Assessor's Plat 318, Lot 162 at 71 Hill Farm Road. The zone is village rural commercial. The existing use is a 3-family dwelling. The proposed use is the same. Applicant is seeking a special use permit to legalize existing 3-family dwelling unit.
Madam Chairwoman, I make a motion, we approve, we ratify decision as voted upon.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next decision was for, actually, I don't have that decision to sign, so we're gonna move on to the next one. Applicant Jason Alexander and City Aiki Shoshinkan Dojo.
Practice that one?
I did not.
Good job.
I took phonics in
You
school.
You get to read from now on.
They don't teach
Yeah,
phonics
she got better
anymore.
than Bobby got it.
The owner is Providence Youth Works. The location is Assessor's Plat 55, Lot 169 at 26 Mapledale Street. The zone is RR2. The existing use is a single-family residence and dog training facility, and the proposed use is the same with the martial arts and meditation classes. The applicant requests a special use permit to operate a nonprofit martial arts studio in an existing barn.
Madam Chairwoman, I make a motion, we ratify the decision as voted upon.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay, we're gonna go on to old business.
Excuse me,
Yes.
I did mention that Attorney
Oh,
Cronin
that's
here
right,
would want
yes.
to be heard on Allen
That's,
Realty.
that's fine. Mr. Cronin?
May
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize.
No, I appreciate the promotion, thank you.
Is that on? Yeah, it's
That's
on
on
now.
now.
Okay, great. So, I'm here to ask the indulgence of the board to allow me to make a motion to withdraw the application for 21 Idaho Street. I appeared before this board on March 6th on an application for a special use permit to expand the pre-existing use of interior auto repair to include engine repair at Don's Auto Top. The applicant was the purchaser of the property, and Don Jones is the owner. He was intending to retire. After the hearing, the real estate deal has completely fallen apart. The applicant has no further interest in the property, not only in the sense of this zoning application, but that the purchase and sales agreement has been revoked, the deposit returned. All 21 Idaho Street is one lot that is divided into 2 zones, half residential, half general business. This situation was created when the line was drawn 300 feet off of Tioga Avenue and was not anything that the owner of the property did. And as a result of this lot being split by that designation, that zoning designation, any use that any potential purchaser might have would have to come back before this board. There's probably no uses that exist that would fit both residential and general business. So the reason why I'm asking to withdraw is that under the zoning ordinance, the owner and any applicant would have to wait a year from the decision, should it enter, to reappear before this board. That would be very prejudicial to Mr. Jones, in that anyone interested in buying the property might have to wait that year, depending on what the use and variances required under the property development would be. And because of that special, unique nature of that zone going through the lot, I'm asking for this board's special consideration and allow me to withdraw this application after it rendered a decision in this unique situation.
Is it something that we can do once we've already voted on it? I understand your office may be working on something?
Yes, Madam Chair. What I can share with the board is, as you know, I'm covering this evening for Jane, who's normally here, and she had the benefit of hearing this during the hearing. I'm familiar with the matter generally because I staff the Planning Commission meetings. I'd like to just share with you some thoughts that have been forwarded to me by Ms. Gerzenda. And I do think that perhaps, I know the board is concerned always with precedent and not creating bad rulings that will, cause frustration in future matters. As I understand it, and I think you will concur, It's been represented that the sale has fallen through. The owner who is requesting that you allow him to withdraw was not the applicant that appeared before the board. It would be, under the circumstances of this particular situation, unfair to have the owner left with a decision that would significantly impact the future use of the property and the marketability of the property. The other thing that I understand is that the owner did not have his own separate legal representation when he came before this board, and so he was not informed of the significance of a negative decision going against him. Obviously, the applicant wanted some relief, was not granted the relief, but that applicant wanted that relief and needed that relief because it was tied in with his sale or his purchase of that particular property and what he wanted to do with it. If you concur, Ms. Guzenda is suggesting, and I think it makes sense given the representation made by Mr. Cronin this evening, that the board not ratify the decision, but instead put this on the docket for the May meeting, which would be your next meeting, to give the applicant, the owner, a chance to formally withdraw the application and for this board to rescind its vote if you were so inclined to do so under these circumstances. The reason for putting it to the May meeting, and Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, is to allow proper notification of the requested action, because that's not on the agenda this evening. What's on the agenda, as you know, is to ratify a decision that would otherwise be a negative decision.
That's correct.
Do we have the, would we have the opportunity maybe to reconsider our decision? And if it was rejected without prejudice, then they would have the opportunity to come back in a quicker time.
Yes, I think the idea here, the concept is to put this down for the May meeting so you can, so we can have proper notice and due process given to anyone who's interested. But I think it's not so much a question of reconsidering your decision, and I think it's really a question of allowing the applicant to, the owner at that point, to say, please take everything you heard and formally allow me to withdraw this. But
he didn't put the application forward.
You're correcting that this be withdrawn, not the applicant per se, or am I mistaken in that regard?
It's both the owner and the applicant,
Okay.
but it's in the interest of the owner that this motion is being made. The applicant has no further legal rights to the property. In most cases, an applicant who does not own the property appears before you with a purchase and sale agreement or some other legal entanglement, and that illegal entanglement, in this case, has been broken. So this is really, the motion is for the benefit of the owner, so that the decision is not recorded and may prohibit him from bringing another concept before the board for the year.
I understand what you're saying, but does he have legal standing to withdraw an application that he didn't place?
He wouldn't, but I think what Mr. Cronin has indicated is the applicant himself would also be here at the May meeting and request withdrawal.
I have the authorization from the applicant to make this request, but if I understand what Mr. D'Agostino's saying, I'll present it to the planning staff with both
Okay.
their signatures.
Okay.
I think that's an acceptable middle step.
Well, I
and
think
get
what
it
you're
on
saying
May.
is we need to move to May because open meeting laws, we can't vote on something that's not on the agenda.
Correct. What's on the agenda is a ratification of a
Okay.
decision.
Right,
You
so
don't
I-
have that
so
before you.
that's why
Yeah.
it's go to May.
No, I understand that. I just wanted
No,
to make
but-
sure that that he had, standing to withdraw an application that he didn't place.
So-
So if you're gonna have,
Yeah.
affidavits from both owner and applicant that they want to withdraw the application, I'm fine with that.
I'll follow that counsel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Okay, so, we will put that, issue on the May agenda, Brian?
Do we need a vote for
Yeah,
that,
we'll
or
just consider it tabled to
Yeah, let's
May,
consider it tabled to the May
and
agenda.
we will renotice it based on whatever application Attorney Cronin submits.
That's fine. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you.
I'm sorry, who seconded that?
I did.
John did. Okay, Carrie, can you please read our first application? The old business?
The applicant owner is Rachel Lynn Harris. The location is AP 57 Lot 4, 10 Raymond's Point. Zone is RR2. Existing use is single-family residence. Proposed use is same. Applicant is requesting a special use permit to construct an attached 24 by 24 garage.
Ms. Lenaris? Okay.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm John Kenyon, attorney for the applicant, and Rachel Lynn Harris is also with me tonight.
Are
The
you
applicant,
gonna, Mr. Kenyon, can you give your address to the secretary, please?
sure, it's 133 Old Tower Hill Road, and that's in Wakefield, and it's 02879.
Are you gonna give evidence tonight also?
I'm going to be doing a brief introduction and
okay.
then having Ms. Lynn Harris sworn in, and she's going to provide testimony.
Okay, well, we'll swear her in now. Raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Thank you.
And the applicant's the owner of property. It's Unit 10 in the Flat River condominiums, and it's at 10 Raymond's Point Road. The property's in an R2 zoning district. As you're probably aware, Flat River condominiums is a little over 67 acres in size, and it's made up of 49 condominium units that were previously on leased land. The property is non-conforming as there is more than one residential dwelling on the lot. So whenever there's a expansion or addition to one of the buildings, it requires a special use permit. She's proposing, as the application stated, a 24-foot by 24-foot garage. It'll meet all the dimensional requirements under the zoning ordinance, but again, it requires the special use permit. She's received approval from the Flat River Condominium Association. And at this time, Rachel, how long have you owned the property?
I bought the home in 2000, and in 2001, we all owned the land together. We bought it all together.
And at that point, was it then converted into condominiums?
Yes,
And you purchased your unit there?
yes.
And can you describe what's currently on the property?
My home is 43 by 25 foot wide, and basically that's what's it. I have grass in the front, and
And are you proposing to construct an attached two-car garage?
yes,
And did you design that to match the house?
yes, I did.
What kind of design is it?
It fully matches along with the house like an A-frame, and to fit in perfect.
Is there any proposed living area in the garage?
No, not at all.
Is it one story?
Yes,
And after you purchased your unit, did they upgrade the septic system there?
yes,
And were you tied into the new septic system?
yes, I was.
And did you locate the garage so that it would not impact the location of the septic lines?
Yes, I even had help with the person that put all our septics in. He even came down for all my measurements.
And-
Nothing has to be moved.
And are you proposing to locate the garage so it's further from the water than the existing house?
Yes,
And did you try to locate the garage on the middle of your unit so that it didn't impact the properties on either side?
right.
And could you describe the properties that's on the closer side to your unit? Is that a path for that neighbor to get to the water?
Yes, he owns the property, but it's basically for him to have his own spot down at the water. And
And did you receive the approval from the Flat River Covenants Committee for the addition?
yes, I did.
And will the location of the garage in any way impact your ingress and egress into your unit?
No, not at all.
And are you planning on parking cars in the garage?
Yes.
Will it impact the amount of parking on the property?
No, I'll still have room for company to park.
And do you currently keep your garbage outside? Garbage cans outside?
Well, yes, I have one down the cellar, and I have one outside.
Will you now be able to keep them
Yes.
inside? And are there other houses in that area that have garages?
Yes, the house not the house right on the side of me, but the one after my neighbor, it has a two-car garage.
And in your opinion, will the construction of the garage have any adverse impacts on the surrounding properties?
No, none at all.
Thank you. I have no further questions if the board has any.
Okay. The photograph and the rendering of the blue spot, it's kind of offset from the house. Is there any particular reason why it's not more centered on the house or behind the house as opposed to?
It was the man that, Mike Sakosha actually put all our septic in. There's
Okay,
6
it's
of
in that
us.
area?
He designed it for it would be the right amount of feet right after the septic tanks.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have to drive over them or move them.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'll just point out that that blue box is my approximation based on the sketch I was
Based-
given, so.
That's fine.
It looks a little off.
A little
but-
crooked.
Actually, the house kind of looks a little funny, but it's a shadow on the other side of the house. I think that it kind of, it is, yeah. Okay. Okay, did you include the approval from the homeowners, the covenant people that, because I know you have to go before a committee
Yes,
anytime
that's
somebody
more
wants to do
re-
anything.
You submitted the,
Yes, it
There should be a letter in there
Yep.
and
Okay.
a stamped plan as well.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Where's the driveway?
The driveway is is where that, like, all after that spot. Could I go?
Yes,
yeah,
please.
sure.
So I drive in, I mean, it's a little, like, all treed right now, so it's hard to see. But I would be driving basically right in, there would be parking here and parking in the back and on the side.
Okay, so there's no need to park cars on the road once you get the garage in there.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Now, it's gonna be a two-story garage?
No.
No,
It's
just a one-story,
It's just
okay.
a one-story, but they framed my, the frame.
To match the house.
To match the house.
Okay.
So this way here, it would, look nice.
You're gonna have storage up above? In the
No, not
No,
at
not at
all.
all, okay. Electricity,
Yes.
plumbing?
Yes, whatever is needed to have a finish, I don't know what I would need plumbing really.
I don't think you need plumbing.
No.
Okay, all right.
What about exterior lighting? What's the plan for exterior lighting?
Or outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be lights where the garage is,
Mm-hmm.
on the 2 sides and then overhead.
But they'll be shining in towards the property, not outwards towards your
Right.
neighbors.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. If you have a seat for a minute, we'll see if anybody in the audience has anything to say. Okay. Is there anybody that has any questions on the application or would like to speak on this application at all?
Madam Chairwoman, I make a motion that we vote on this application tonight.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay.
I don't see any stipulations here.
No. Need 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Mr. Cludier?
Approve?
Mr. D'Onofrio?
I approve.
Ms. Susi? Mr. Lockley? And Chair also approves. Application's approved.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The next applicant is Gregory S. and Tracy K. Inman. The owner is the same. Location is AP 28, Lot 34, 8 Hancock Drive. Zone is R20. Existing use, single-family residence. Proposed use, same with addition. Applicant requests a dimensional variance to construct a 24 by 30 by 24 attached 2-car garage, 8.81 feet from the side setback where 20 feet is required.
Hello.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Walker. I've worked on the project. I was going to represent it. The Inmans are both here. If you have
Okay.
any questions from them, I have my resume. If you need to approve me as a witness, I'm a professional engineer.
Okay, so would you all three raise your right hand? Do you all swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Thank you. Do you want to present your project?
The Inmans have lived at 8 Hancock Drive for approximately 29 years. They moved in 1990. The house presently has an existing one-car garage underneath. I don't know if you folks went by the property, if you're familiar with it. It basically, when you come in, you would have to turn 90 degrees to go underneath the, into the garage. The problem with that is it's difficult to utilize because you basically wipe out most of the driveway area in trying to maneuver in and out of the garage. As a result of its lack there of usability, they would like to add a two-car garage to the house, basically in the area of the existing driveway. We are increasing the impervious total by approximately 55 square feet. I have photos if you want to take a look at them. The garage will be a two-story just because it will match the roof line of the existing house. And we are requesting the side yard variance for the garage location. If you see on the lot, the house is actually not centrally located on the lot. On the right side, there's approximately 55 feet from the house edge to the side property line. And on the side where the driveway is, there's only 32 feet. So it's like lopsided. We're proposing the two-car garage. It will basically, like I said, be over the existing driveway area. We will be removing a small section of drive area that exists to the left. Presently, the existing drive is approximately 4.5 feet off the property line, so we'll be improving it. In addition, the aesthetics of the area would clean up because it wouldn't be all parked cars on the pavement.
Okay, so looking at that picture, can we go back?
Yep.
All right, there's the existing residence, and to the right, what is there anything to the right of the house?
It's just a yard area.
It's the yard area, okay. And then we have the hockey rink in the back. That's fine. Okay, and so from where you're proposing to put the garage, it's 8.5 feet to the property line?
At the rear back, at
the rear,
8.8.
At the back
And
end
in
of
the
it.
front, it's approximately 9.2,
Okay,
because the house is also a little cocked from the property line, so.
That wasn't Brian's drawing.
is there a fence between the properties?
There are existing trees. Actually, I can, if you would care, I
Sure.
can pass out these pictures.
That's an open lot to the left, right? It's an open lot.
Actually, it's, there's a house, but it actually faces the other side.
Right.
Around the
Okay.
corner.
Oh, okay. So that
Thank you.
side is basically their backyard.
Right.
Okay.
And it would be, Mr. Wagner did note in your staff report that
Mm-hmm.
it was approximately 90 feet from
Oh,
the
okay.
proposed garage.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
If we look at the house doesn't even show up, but the nearest house is about this, the road comes up and turns a corner here. So the house actually fronts on the other side of the turn and backs onto the side of the Inman's property. And there's a good distance between the property line and the back of that house.
Did you, on the plan that was, did you get the small reduced size plans? There is an aerial on the top. It does show the house locations. If you want, I can share.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Oh, there it is. You can zoom it in. Can you zoom into it? Maybe?
So where you're gonna place this, where you have the garage now, the new structure is gonna come right off the side of the house, right? So
Correct.
that garage that's existing is gonna be rendered
Correct.
obsolete.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, car wash.
What?
Car wash.
What are we gonna do above the garage?
At this point, it's just going to be framed. There may be some reorientation of the living space on the main floor. There will be no additional bedrooms added. It may be just more closets and storage.
So you're basically gonna cover the driveway with the new, where the driveway is now, that's where the garage is gonna go.
Correct. It will go back a little bit past where the existing pavement is, but
Now, does that cause a problem, because the land drops, looks like it slopes down, so you're gonna have to build up that land a little bit?
It doesn't slope where we're going back. Doesn't slope to the left.
Okay.
So storage up top, electricity is obviously in the new garage.
correct.
Plumbing? No plumbing, okay. That's all I have for.
So looking at the plans, those plans,
Yep.
we're gonna extend the hallway down to the last existing bedroom.
Actually, it's my understanding they don't have formalized any plans for at this point. It's just,
If you took a bedroom, put it in there, and turn it,
It-
you know,
you could take one of the existing bedrooms and turn it into a walk-in closet. I mean, or a den,
study
or,
whatever.
right.
Whatever you wanna do, so it makes perfect sense, as long as you don't add it, I mean, you can move all the bedrooms over there. but
Correct.
you don't, you know.
We're not increasing the number of bedrooms at all.
Now, the back of the garage is gonna be a little bit past that fence you got there.
No, yes, I'm sorry, yes, it will.
Correct, so it's gonna be a little bigger than.
Right, if you look at the pictures of the house, the Inmans have done quite a bit of, remodeling lately, and they have put that stone on. So the point of having the garage set back, it's gonna be set back. Basically, it will start where the existing door is to keep the stone that they've just recently done. So there's a little jog.
That's, it's a beautiful
aesthetically
wall.
it's
It's a
better with
beautiful wall that you've put in. It really is nice. Yeah. I wouldn't want to lose that either. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody here?
Just
All
wanna see
right,
the audience.
okay.
Just
Well,
right there.
I still have to ask. Okay, if you have a seat for a minute, please.
Fox News will do that.
No, I don't. All right, so is there anybody here who wants to speak on this application, have any questions about this application?
I'm gonna see the hand and back over there.
Okay.
Just nice.
Hearing none, I'll entertain motions.
Madam Chair, want to make a motion, we vote on this application tonight, as presented?
All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Mr. Cludier?
I approve.
Mr. D'Onofrio?
I approve.
Chair approves. Ms. Susi? Mr. Lockley? Application is approved, as submitted. Thank you.
Good luck. Good to see you.
Have a good night.
I'll tell Suzanne you said hi. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Oh, yeah, Kerry can't make a motion.
Little too quick on the trigger.
So we're good for next Wednesday.
Are we at 7 o'clock? 7? 7? Or 6:30?
So
Am I signing?
7?
my understanding is we're just for procedure, we're just there to see a landscaping plan. Is the hearing still open?
We haven't voted yet.
No. Well, we didn't close the hearing, but the only thing we're having is the landscape plan, because we
Which
had,
was in your packet.
all right, because we had told the audience people that there was not gonna be any new evidence presented.
You got a landscaping plan in your packet?
And that guy,
No,
that's
well,
why that guy was so angry, because he was gonna have a real estate man and, somebody else.
And that was your call,
Can you just sign those, please?
Okay. I was gonna ask you if I had to sign these, or if Bobby already did.
No.
Terry, we should make sure that we confirm all of that from the transcript, because we'll probably